Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. I am, as always, your host. No, really, I'm real. Trust me. How you doing? It's 3:50 a.m., not p.m. I'm doing all right today. I planned to stream today. We were gonna do Hell Rush, as I mentioned. However, I had a tornado warning. They said that a tornado was gonna. They, being the weather forecaster, said a tornado was gonna land very close to me. So I ended up canceling the stream to be prepared for that because it was like right when I would stream normally. It ended up passing with just a bunch of rain and such. It fucked up my internet though, so I didn't end up being able to stream it. It's been longer than 30 seconds. I can say fuck. Nice. But that's what happened to me today. Everything is fine. Like nothing happened because of it. It was just a bunch of water falling from the sky or whatever. Big deal. Am I right? Are we chef today? We're chef today, right? And in suspense. Yeah, we are. Okay. Well, leading into what I just finished talking about, I'm going to hit you with a question for today, which is, what's the natural disaster or act of God that you are prone to dealing with? Michigan in the United States is a section that is not a place where there are any earthquakes. There's no hurricanes because we're not near the coast. Not much flooding. None of that. So the only thing we ever get is occasionally a tornado warning. It's not too often because usually bad systems like that break up over the lakes, but you know, today this one didn't. It ended up breaking up randomly. I don't really know. I'm not a meteorologist, but tornadoes are it. I've never had anything too bad. One time, a very small tornado touched down, like maybe a mile or two away from me. Probably a little further, probably more like 5 miles away from me. I didn't see it, but when I was driving a few days later, I saw like some trees uprooted and shit. But nothing too scary here. Usually it's just thunderstorms. Or, well, the big one here, if you want to consider it, is snow. There's a lot of snow here. The second part of this question is, have you ever experienced anything interesting like a hurricane? Well, hopefully not, right? Interesting is the wrong word, especially in the current day. But any of these acts of God, have you ever been affected by one? Maybe it was cool. Probably it was terrible, especially with the current goings on of hurricanes wiping people out and flash floods. It's very scary. Stay safe out there too. Alright, let's get the run going, shall we? I want to get this one done before 5 a.m. I hope. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Wurmkin Exile melting today. Melting is good to have. Double Barrel Daedalus, Failure Arcus, Diligent Seraph, Hostingkin, Dripfall, Returned Soul. I think yesterday's run we didn't see a Formless Child even though we were melting. That's nice. Maybe we'll continue that today. Memorial Fund this early is okay. It's less good because we have Primitive Mold, but it's also more good because we have Primitive Mold. I think I will play Memorial Fund here. Would really like to play a Reap Chef run. That's what I've been hankering for. Yeah, I want to play a Reap Chef run. Here we are. I've been wanting to play him. I think he's good, but I haven't had a good chance to play around with him lately, so here we are. Thank you for my wish granted, Monster Train. You gotta stop holding right click. It is just second nature, but I don't need to. I'll use Dripfall. Dripfall is a nice starter here. Return Soul is also a very nice starter. Our big concern for this run is going to be finding ways to burn Primitive Mold here. Not to burn Primitive Mold. Finding ways to fill echoes on the other floors so that I can catch enemies like this one. Where's my hover? There it is. Hover over wasn't working there. We're gonna spend a lot of time. I mean, it's Siphon Soul is what I want. If you're wondering what the answer is, it's Siphon Soul. I'm looking for Siphon Soul. Welcome back to another episode of Please Show Me Siphon Soul. This is one of those situations. Okay, I'm gonna sit down and we're gonna do a little math here. I'm gonna play this combat out in two separate ways because I don't know which of these options is better. Do you put the Train Steward in front or behind? I think you put it in front because it has the lower attack, but we're gonna solve it out here today. Train Steward in front contributes 10 damage, and then Spine Chef gets to do, was that 8 times 10? So 80. So Train Steward in front, but 80 plus the 2 hits he gets in, so it's 100 total damage with the Train Steward in front from Chef and 10. So it's 110. Alternatively, Train Steward in back, you get 8 hits with the Chef, he does 80, and in those 8 hits, the Train Steward contributes 40. I think it's actually better to put him behind, right? Yeah, I think it's better to put him behind. 130 instead of, yeah, it's like slightly better. Interesting. I'll have to, I'm not sure. If you have an easy trick to solving that out, like if you have a philosophy I can follow here, please feel free to just tell me. So as you can see by the fact that I had to solve that out, I'm a little bit uncertain. Maximize my money here, put this Train Steward top 4. Could even hosting pin him for an extra 5 gold. Put myself in a weird spot by doing that, but not a bad one. It's just there's a specific draw that would cause me to take 5 for doing this, but in doing this I get 5 more gold. And the draw has to be... I can't actually think of the draw that would stop me from killing there, so never mind. Echo Infusion. I actually want to not take Echo Infusion here. I want to take Echo Snare. I know what you're thinking, right? But this is infused, and it's free, and it does what we want. I think I need to be picking Echo Snare in this position. Echo Infusion hurts our run right now. In the long term, this card might be nuts, but right now, it's not so certain. Molten Encasement is our Chef survivability option. And I could play Bog Chrysalis, maybe. I need to play something that will win Relentless now. So I think take Bog Chrysalis, take Space is our Relentless plan. Right, so the game plan is, and there is a bit of anti-synergy here, but the Bog Chrysalis is infused. There's a lot of anti-synergy here, but I think it is okay. We might just not play it in some of these early combats, but I think it's okay. Endless goes to the Tomb. Quick plus 10, plus 5, plus 10. Kinhost Carapace. We could play Endless Bog Chrysalis if it's shown to me and grab Kinhost Carapace. That is a line that was brought to my attention recently. Something that I'm sure is good, but do I really want to put Kinhost Carapace in my run? No. Not even for a second. Not even for a moment. Endless. That's fine. A big yawn overtook me there. Gonna be a few of those, it's pretty late. I feel like you can really tell what time it is by how I sound. I'm a lot more I'm a lot quieter when it's later. I don't know though. So on this fight I don't want to play Shock. Or sorry, I don't want to play Bog Chrysalis, although I could play Bog Chrysalis. I don't think it does enough here. It's actually, yeah, it's gonna make flies that just die. I didn't even look at who the boss was, something that I should have checked. You could play it mid floor or top floor and then hatch it, but I'm gonna continue on with this line. And I do catch Collector, this Protector doesn't matter. I need to draw a Reap to kill the boss, but I will maybe not do that even. Kill this guy. It's always going to make sense for me to kill this Train Steward here because I can draw a Train Steward or Primitive Mold or Molten Encasement or Return Soul to replace him. I'm always going to get a better art card. There's like a specific 5-card draw where it's wrong, but I'm not going to play towards that 5-card draw happening. It is High Priest. I'm glad I did not play to the flies. Molten Encasement gives me 2 rounds of stealth. It's definitely the best option here. Yeah, we're just gonna whittle him down with Reap. He'll die eventually. Like, we're not in a bad spot here by any means. We got 6 Reap on this guy. We throw some more stuff at him, he'll die. Bring back Fracture. With one of these. 86. I should play one of these primitive molds first, because sometimes it brings back the chef. It did not bring back the chef, however, this train steward is pretty good. I think I do want to bring back the chef, even. I want to grab him. He's gonna do a 15, but he's also gonna put some extra reap in. This is one of those positions where you could sit down and really math out this turn, but I'm not going to do that. And in the end, we get there anyway. Wurmkin Spike. What the fuck? This is a common pack. The craziest thing about Wurmkin Spike is that Echo Snare... it is similar because it's infused. At 2x, this would apply 8 reap. Right now, this applies 4, and then later it's more, like 7. Echo Snare in the end game is going to be the same as a 2x Wurmkin Spike. Because it's infused, of course. I mean, Hollow Drippings is purple and free. I think I'm happy to grab it here. It's free, it consumes, it's purple. That's a good card for Diligent Seraph right there. Go right, take a little look-see. Endless again, huh? Could also play Endless Flies, maybe. I'm not going to, but you could. Seraph and Thug. Lady of the House. I was hoping for a good infusion for my Bogfly plan here. Quick look ahead at the temples if you don't mind. Yeah, we got one right before Seraph. I wish that one right before Seraph was guaranteed. Put out a plus 25 on the Bog Chrysalis. Ah, no, this is good. Multi-strike for the Bogs. Round 1 for the Tomb. I have to kill Daedalus, which I should do because we have Reap, and then we'll be chilling. Petty Theft doesn't do much. I have a lot of money though, so I will have a lot of money because of Memorial Funds, so I think I want to go for Heaven's Gold here. Yeah, I should have looked at the shot or the temple first, because plus 10 piercing Petty Theft might have been cool, but I'm just gonna grab Heaven's Gold. It's simple, it's good. No plus 10 piercing. Extreme Stone though, so worth considering at least. Alright, Daedalus. What do you got for me today? Bombs. Yeah, checks out. So if I play the Chrysalis, I can't play the Tomb. That is our first point of order. I cannot play bottom floor. That's too much. I'm gonna play top floor, and we're gonna aim... The game plan here is going to be to hatch the egg, which we're gonna do reasonably quickly. I think this is the shift you gotta make here, although real bad turn. It's a real nightmare of a turn here. And I have no actual survivability for the chef. I guess I will take one of these 10s off at least. Chef's not survivable, but I can get him a little stealth, which is bad. I don't want to give him stealth. It is not a good idea. Sorry, I'm pausing here because I'm looking at this one, right? And I'm thinking about it. And it feels to me like this is an If I had one more energy here, this would be easy. It feels to me like I need to drip follow the chef. Right, do you see that? Because that's what I see here. I think I need to split these two apart. I'm gonna take some damage for doing this, it feels like, but I'm going to go for it. I think I'm gonna take damage from these foot soldiers for doing this, but this seems like what I need to do. Now we bring the stealth up here. Right, because now the game plan becomes I stealth up these bog flies to kill Daedalus instead of stealthing up or not stealthing at all and having Chef sit there. Had to do a little on the fly adaptation. On the fly. Anyway. But I think that this is the right idea. Some of this bomb off the floor. Take 2, not a huge issue. That's a little bit worse, but we have Hostingkin. These are cardless, right? Yeah. Oh, I can reform the egg. Forgot about this. If it doesn't hatch, it does just eat all of my echoes and die. I guess it could also just die. But I think it eats all my echoes. I'm not actually sure how that orders. Really interesting question. How does this order? Let's see. It does eat all of the shards before death. Gotcha. Good to know. That intel will be important. At some point. Probably. But we got 50 damage per round and we got 3 stealth up there, so I think that this is correct. I think that I was wrong to try and keep Spine Chef up here. Ultimately. I had to recognize... Well, I needed to play him on the top floor and then drip him, actually. It was important that I played it the way that I did, because if I didn't, he would have died way too quickly. Although he didn't really contribute much to this fight anyway, so... Yeah. Take his existence or leave it. Kinstone's pretty good. Yeah. Man, I was just thinking I hope they don't show me first to kin. And look what they fucking show me here. Goddamn freaking first to kin. Because in the position that we're in, I think I have to pick it and put it on my... If I want to infuse something on my Bog Chrysalis, I think this is it. It's fine, I'll take it. Like, Kinless Vessel does very little. I guess it's armor 10, but Strike Reap 1... 4 Reap per round? Eh. Lady of the House, also here. Also an option. But, go first of kin. So, what I noticed in that last combat too, though, is that if I grab self-infused Molten Encasement, I could have one Molten Encasement keeping Chef and the flies alive. And then that could be our long-term plan. But I think that that's wrong, and I should still take space. I think I should still aim for them to be together, and I should just aim for a lot of help, a lot of echoes. That's what I'm looking for. I want these removals, but duplicate self-infuse. Stealth Tomb seems right. Well, duplicate it for now, self-infuse it later. So I'm gonna do the first of kin now. However, removing these 4 trained stewards would not be a bad idea. First of kin is not a great infusion here. I think that he is a little bit better than the 20/20 on the flies you would get from Kinhost Carapace. I think he's alright. What else was there here? Purgestone and plus 15. I don't know why I pulled the map there. Plus 15. Extreme Stone, sorry. Extreme Stone, right? That's what that is? Yeah, plus 30. I call it plus 15 sometimes on accident because it's plus 15 pack shards. Not gonna take any of that. I'm gonna take 10, 15, 10, I believe, which puts me at 70, and then I will work the rest of it out from there. I guess the etch does help because it gives this a permanent bonus to damage. Now this is where things get weird, right? Because every card in my deck is not infused. I have to put echoes up here at some point. Let me fracture this guy and then mold. But I also need to play echoes down here on the bottom floor so that my chef actually does some reap. And it's a tough one. I just need like Maybe I need to duplicate holdover Kinstone or something like that. That might be our play. It'll be 22. Plus 15 kills him exactly. Except for the death. We put a train steward up here and then we get it. What? 29? What? Does the regen happen before the reap? Oh, what the fuck? Did he go to 0 HP there? Oh, I should have slowed that down. Did he go to 0 HP? Just watch that man die and resurrect. I ain't never seen anything like it before. You can see we're just in a permanent state of trying to stop the bleeding. Eventually, what you have to realize is that you're never going to stop it, and you have to eat the damage that goes through and let the chef get there, but I don't want to accept that. I don't want to accept that. Dropping this Molten Encasement is probably wrong. I don't know, man. I'm trying to stop taking these 17s. These guys don't even have any freaking reap on them. It just creates this real weird position. I need, like, base charge, is what it feels like. Something like it. It is Party Boy at least, so we crush him and I don't take any more. But not a great look. And this is the clash between the egg and the chef, right? Because I fall behind because the chef doesn't get to put damage on the first wave or two. So like I need hardened hull. Please stop showing me fucking Wurmkin spike. Holy moly. I've seen 3. No, 2. Sorry, the last one was wax and spike. Sorry, my bad. I overreacted. Only 2 Wurmkin spikes. Never mind, carry on. I mean, I guess it's fine, right? It applies reap, it consumes for the etch. It's probably okay at this stage. And I don't know, Vodaberry is nice because she's infused, right? I just get a free echo every turn with this card. That is good. Sorry, I got my night mode on here. So I'm filtering out the light, and these look real similar. Which magic, steel? Is there a way to tell these apart other than the color? I think they're identical, except for I guess it's dark squares on the top of this one and light squares on the top of that one. Yeah. At a glance, though, hard to tell. Alright, we're gonna look for holdover here. A temple here I didn't realize also. Permafrost -1 plus 10. Take a -1 for fracture, I suppose. Permafrost. I don't really. I mean, I guess I could do it on Wurmkin Spike, but I don't really want it. No holdover. Hate to see it. And a double stack Echo Snare. It's a strong card. Could maybe make Eternal Kinstone cost 0 here as well, but if I draw that card, I probably don't mind paying 1 for it. Drop cage, I have 2 Trip Falls, so pretty good. $15 and 10 puts me at 60 actually, so I should take 15 here and then duplicate Self-Infuse at the end. So we're making Extreme Stone Hosting Kin, I guess. Maybe grabbing Intrinsic is right as well. Intrinsic Eternal Kinstone is pretty good. Better if we find holdover as still. I will look for it. Yeah. Alright. There's only combat 5. Sweet boss is what I was about to say. I hope we dodge here, but you know, game's real funny. Hilarious even. I'm gonna take no trial. I want to try a slightly different approach. If I die for this approach, such is the way of it, and we will reset, I'm gonna try a different approach here and play top floor though. Give myself a little more time to get the Bog Chrysalis on the road. Golden Encasement as an early draw is real troubling because it's 5 draw only. It takes me down to 4. Oh hey, Return Soul on Eternal Kinstone is pretty big as well. Having 2 permanent echoes up here is nice. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned it by the way, but that weird bug from spawning, I think I talked about it when it was solved, but that bug from having that caused enemies to spawn, or your units to spawn strangely, has been resolved, or not resolved, but we know what causes it now, and a fix has been submitted, I believe, which is pretty cool. It's caused by units being spawned while a unit in the front of them is killed. Caused by something like, oh, I had the other Molten Encasement already. Sorry, I forgot about this guy. Forgot I already had this. My bad. I should have known. It's alright though. Not the end of the world or anything like that. It's a lot of reap, brother. Holy moly. Okay, do not play Bog Chrysalis here. Not worth it. But yeah, it's caused by having units try to spawn while a unit's dying on the floor. Creates a weird position, basically. Really, I was glad to see that one come to an end, because I thought it was an interesting bug, and I like finding and solving things like that, so it was cool to be able to help in some way in finding the end. Although really it was a YouTube comment that got me there. And I was about to give up, and then someone pointed out that it was happening when I played a drag in front. I should put the stealth up here. Doesn't really matter. The boss is very dead. I should actually be consuming on the top floor there. That's 15 damage. That's 60 damage I just lost there. But alright. You did make a case for another space. I mean, top floor play looked pretty good here, but we had a nice early draw. If anything, this makes a very strong case for... Crushing Demise is always a good card to take. This card's really strong. I was about to tunnel in on going to this magic shop. I think I will. What I want to consider is going right and duplicating the intrinsic, but I need to go to see some removals, so that's what's going to push me to the left. I haven't removed any cards from this deck yet, so we're going to go ahead and make some of those happen here. Looking for a holdover if you have one, video game. Call again, I'm looking for a holdover. Thank you. Alright, so holdover Eternal Kinstone becomes a big part of our game plan here. Fill out with a permanent echo every turn. Pardon me. One second. Sorry about that. I had a hair get stuck in my throat mid-sentence. I inhaled it in. And, do a quick pause. As I was saying, I don't remember what I was saying, actually. So, just move on, I guess. A little loss of the train of thought there. By the way, train of thought, really good name for a series, and I think that's what Dusk named his series as well, funnily enough. No refracting lenses here. Could go Golden Vault. I think that this is good. Now that I think about it though, I think Dusk series is called Train of Thought. So, that's a good joke. Write that one down. I think that because the Kinstone is eternal, I played bottom floor here. Something else I thought about was trying to play the egg and then hatch it and then trip fall. But, so the idea here is that I could just trip fall this guy back down, right? And then stack some more reap on him. And it's working. Wurmkin Spike is better. Barely. But it's good because it etches. So I should get rid of it. Now, I do need to hit my stealth tune. Thankfully, we have done so. You see him, right? The problem is if I play Echoes, it doesn't actually do anything. I'm gonna put a primitive mold down. And then I'm gonna put a Bog Chrysalis here. I'm taking 3 for this, but I think it saves me 7. It also gives me, the other part of that is that it gives me a little more for this Master of Light. Photoberry will cause a curse. Gotta play Molten Encasement, we gotta stick with it. I'm gonna kill this Clipped Guardian. I think that's what I'll do. I have to play Fracture Photoberry. I take a curse, but I also kill that guy. Oh, that was a lot of damage there, buddy. What the heck? That was more damage than I expected. This kills. That's 24, yeah. This enemy, he's gonna hurt me. Unless I draw Crushing Demise, which is possible. You know, no need to rule it out. Let me start kinstoning other floors, I guess. I think we have Posting Kin as well. I'm getting bottlenecked again. Like, we're not able to... First of all, I'm playing 3 cards every turn of the exact same card. I have 3 things held over, basically. I'm not doing math, I refuse. Alright, I'll do a little math. I think that guy's dead. Good. Dead. Dead? Uncertain. It hits me for 1. Acceptable. You're gonna hit me for 18. I mean, honestly, I've consumed so many spells that I'm just kind of in an equilibrium here, which is also fine. I think it feels a little bit better to play higher floor, though, than this one, so... I don't know. Worth considering a change in ideas here. Because I'm coming out of this combat better than I started it, but... not by much. I'll have to go through the status of killing the boss, which I don't do, but... fear not, my dear viewer. I have a plan. Boom. Got him. Easy. Never do we die there. Yeah, having an Endless Tomb and a... so we have an Endless Tomb and we have a holdover card, right? That's gonna start eating into our card draws quite heavily, as we can see there. I don't think I drew the deck at one time. Sacrificial Resurrection's not sound. I mean, I guess interesting piece of tech here. Oh, you know, this is really cool actually. You can use Sacrificial Resurrection to trigger Etch. I will do this. And then we have to take draw. I won't use the drag very much, but I can just burn some cards and make Etches happen. I want to go left. I want to go left. I want to look at the trinket shop. I want to hit one of the cool Wurmkin relics. Not these. That one. Yep, base charge. Let me check the cavern first. Charge a card, gain a card? Sure. I think that if we saw anything from that Arcus fight, it's that I do need to self-infuse the Molten Encasement as much as I would like to removal it here. So we will cut a primitive mold with Purge a card. To pick if I want a Melting or a Wurmkin card. I think give me Remnant. Hallowed Halls. No. No, I don't think that's very good at all. I think that's game losing. And base charge. Base charge is excellent. I get Reap 5. This is the problem that I face with every Reap Chef run though. He's really good if you can afford to just put Echoes on his floor, which a lot of times you can't. In times like these, sometimes it's a little harder. boldly I play bottom floor, or perhaps timidly we play top floor. I think boldly I play bottom floor now that we picked up base charge. I'm filled with confidence. I'm gonna go ahead and power up this Bog Chrysalis as much as I can. And by that I mean I'm just gonna speed to hatching it. It's 80 damage, huh? Quite a bit. Mr. Chef, I need you to not perish. If you would, please. Yeah, I really need this man to not die, huh? Could hatch these. I don't think it makes any sense to do so. Trying to not take damage from the 280 coming up. Pardon me, game? Where are my molten encasements? I have 2 of them for a reason. It's to avoid this position, video game. You're not supposed to do this to me. That's real bad. I took 2 molten encasements. You can't do this to me. Monster Train, you can't do this to me. It was the next fucking card, man. Hate to see it. I mean, if I die here, I don't really know if it feels right to reset. We're not necessarily going to die here, though. Depends a lot on which boss it is. I don't know. But this is a robbery on the part of the game. I don't think we survive this. Try to bring back Chef. Let him get in there and get a few hits in. Eat that molten encasement. There's a world where we survive this. Let me put it like that. Not a lot of worlds, but there is a world where we survive this. I think that world no longer feels very likely after seeing this, but you see how the bog flies interact here. Doesn't look like they interact particularly favorably. Okay, somehow I drew no primitive molds. And I guess I'm just gonna die now. Yeah, I mean, I could replay this combat, but I feel like this is... I took a gamble, and I lost, right? I bet that I would be able to draw one of my 2 molten encasements before turn 3. And I was wrong. Ultimately, I was incorrect. What's that? That's... you can calculate it out, right? It's like... It's pretty unlikely, I would imagine. We saw 15 cards or something like that, and both of them were in the bottom 12. It's not crazy unlucky, but it's still unlucky. And that will be the end. I don't know, I've been doing a bunch of resets. Like, you reset that, you play top 4, and it's fine. But I feel like I learned enough about Chef. I don't need to play that one out. And I did lose, honestly. So, yeah. Sucks to suck, I guess. Just draw your cards better, idiot. I even duplicated the tomb to try and stop that situation from arising. I think that you're supposed to, in a run like that, just play top 4 and spam it, right? I think that 100% in that position it's better to play Chef top 4. The base charge, probably even I could have skipped it, because you put Chef top 4, you put out like... because the idea there is if you put your Chef top 4, you only have to play your echoes on the top 4. And so you can crank them out in a concentrated manner, and you're always getting his Inspire trigger. So, you know, take that as a lesson learned. I think the bottom 4 play is also fine if you're worried about 290s walking by you, but sometimes this happens. And then you go, damn, I suck. Damn, I suck. Alright, Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.